Hey, Hector,
Yo, what's going on, bro?
I got whiskey.
What kind of whiskey?
It's Jameson. Not that they sponsor us or anything, and I don't have my little flask cap because if I were to make a 30-ounce old fashioned, this would go off the rails before we even started. It would be worse than last week time 1,000. So I got my Jameson and shout out flask cap. Speaking of, hold up. Speaking of flask cap, they put out a new red color today for the Matic 6 and 9. It's like a blood red color, and it is just fucking gorgeous. So shout out flask cap.
Well, since we're naming alcohols, Yingling, we're still waiting for our sponsor, bitches.
Where you at?
And you know what? Fuck it. I'm being a country bitch right now. Bud Light, what's up? At least you're there.
Shoot your shot.
She's just shot.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Down the Tape. We are still not sober. I don't ever expect you people to think that we ever are. I'm Papa Smurph.
I'm Hector and I smoke what I want.
There you go. I'm not as ripped as last week, but we still should have a fantastic episode ahead of us. If you haven't gotten the gist by now, or you're a new listener, Hector's going to take us around the world of sports because we're living in that glorious time where we have all of the major ones all at the same time. So he's going to walk us around there, and then we're going to talk about football. We're going to cover last week. We're going to cover next week, and we'll see how we do.
Seriously, Zach, let's do this. So around the world of sports, let's get right into it. The UFC celebrity boxing world. What happened this weekend? On Saturday, we had Jake Paul versus future Hall of Famer, one of argumentably probably the number one UFC MMA fighter of all time, in Anderson Silva. Obviously, huge age difference. You got a kid who's fucking a baby, and then you got a 47-year-old who's could be a grandpa. Still, Anderson Silva's lethal, and you got to give credit to Jake Paul and his training and all that, because to an average Joe, he probably will fuck somebody up.
Oh, sure. In the amateur circuit, he's gonna win far more fights than he'll lose.
But that fight went down. Kind of was toe to toe. If you look at the match, people could debate it. If you look at just the breakdown and the card of punches thrown and all that jazz, Anderson Silva looked like he was winning. But in that last round, Paul did get the knockdown, which I think ultimately gave him the win.
Pushed him over the edge, yeah. My thing with all this is, okay, fine. Jake Paul is a great amateur boxer. Fine. I'll concede the point. When is he going to fight a real boxer? To date, he has faced retirees out of the UFC. Okay, great. You can outbox MMA fighters. Fantastic.
Granted, Anderson Silva is the best boxing fighter he has. Anderson Silva is an elite boxer.
A 47-year-old Anderson
an
Silva.
elite kickboxer and one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. But Anderson Silva has been boxing for years and and it's part of his MMA practice.
I'm not shitting on that, but a 47-year-old Anderson Silva. When are we going? If Jake Paul wants to keep
that, like, you catch Anderson Silva at fucking 25, he's fucking you up.
That's what I'm saying. If Jake Paul wants to keep on this, no one real wants to fight me. I don't get the respect. I'm not just some YouTuber. I'm a real whatever. Then why are you not fighting real fighters? What do we do? Why? See, that's why it's very hard for me to like give any respect, because you know how to get real respect and you're not doing it. So is this all? Are you the Madonna of boxing? Are you just one of the most fantastic marketers on planet Earth? And if so, okay, great, good for you. Like, I'm not hating on you. Get your money, get your views, good for you. But like, let's call a spade a spade. Let's call this shit what it is. You're a great amateur boxer. Do I think you could knock me out 100%? 100%. I'm 5'8" and 300 pounds. I've got a steel fucking dome piece, but as Frodo figured out a couple of weeks ago, but you know what I mean? An amateur boxer is going to knock my ass out. Fine. But what are we doing even debating whether he's a real or wanting to debate whether he's a real fighter? He's not.
Well, the news is he's called out Nate Diaz. And Nate Diaz has wanted him to call him out, and Nate Diaz is a lethal fighter and never backs down from a fight. But he is also older, and I feel like there's a small inkling of bullshit behind the curtains because you got these bets going on of, hey, why don't we help these MMA fighters? Why don't we build a bag? Why don't if you take this L, you're gonna make the biggest bag of your life. You get to sit back, you get to retire. We build a future for these new guys coming in,
Yep.
or you can treat me for what I really am. You can knock me the fuck out, and then that all goes to waste.
That's the thing, man. Look, if this is the WWE of boxing, awesome. You know what it is what it is, right? If we're just fixing the storylines and it's just all about fine. But I don't know. And maybe it's not Jake Paul himself, but it's the Jake Paul bros out here. No, he's a real fighter. No, he isn't. No, he isn't. He's a
Like I
great
said,
amateur fighter, sure. He's not a real fighter.
before we move on, like I said, to the average Joe out here in the streets, yeah, I give it to him. He fucked that
Sure.
dude up. But I don't. And congrats to him. Congrats to him. You're
He
winning.
won.
You're making your bag. You're making your fucking bag. I love that Charizard card. You're making your bag.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm a huge Pokemon fan. Congrats to whatever movement you're making. I'm behind the movement too about the better healthcare and all that shit for them,
Yeah.
for the fighters and shit. I
Big
just
fact.
don't 100% agree with the whole fighting aspect. I don't. There's some shady shit that I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Going over to the NBA, we're gonna hit a quick recap of the New York Knicks season. It's been a little bit of ups, a little bit of downs. As of right now, the Knicks are 3-3. They started 3-1. They lost 2 games in a row. Close games though. Close games. They average over 117 points a game. The only problem is they're not playing the elite defense they was a few years ago, where they were only giving up about 100 points, 103 points. Now they're also giving up about 113, 14 points a game. So kind of need to buckle down on defense. But RJ Barrett, like I've been saying, a lot of people since he's been drafted was like, this guy's not going to be the guy. This guy's not going to make the progressions. And every year I was like, yo, this guy's going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. And he's kept in. Just look at the numbers. He has kept improving. Look at the game. He kept improving. His field goal percentage is up. He's averaging over 20 points a game. He's rebounding more. He's filling into his body. He's playing defense. He's getting steals. He's getting rebounds. He's making those 3, 4, 5 assists a game. This kid, and he's only 23.
Yeah.
He's no Jason Tatum. He's not scoring you that 45, 50. He's not that number one guy. But this guy is balling. And then
There's
you got
nothing wrong with being a role player.
well.
And A, there's nothing wrong with being a role player. And B, my only issue with the Knicks is kind of indicative in the Cavs game. We have in the first quarter 30 points, second quarter 29, third quarter 34, fourth quarter 15. Even if they lose to the Donovan Mitchell led Cavs, who are 5-1 right now, I'm not crying. But to score 15 points in the fourth quarter, that's an issue for me, right? Like it's closing out games. To be 3-3 right now is not a big deal, but it's for me that's like one of those things that, come on guys, we got to close out this game.
Go from going from giving up 35 to giving up 27 to giving up 22, so you're playing defense, to giving up 37.
Yep. Yeah, they had the lead from what I understand in the fourth quarter, and then Donovan Mitchell and Kevin Love just did their thing and rallied them past.
Which Kevin Love is a freak incident. Every now and then he has a resurgence of his past. But still, this is the game that was a stable point. Obviously, you missed out on the Donovan Mitchell trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was a way to like show them like, yo, we can still play. I mean, Jalen Brunson has played, I think, above expectations since we got him. A lot of people questioned, and I even slightly questioned that pickup, but I realized that we weren't going to get Donovan Mitchell either, and they were going for the next best guy, which was Jalen Brunson at that point, who's a New York native, whose father worked with the Knicks and played for the Knicks. So, and he's balled his ass out since he's gotten here. Mind you, he is one of the best point guards I've seen in a while. He's averaging, I think, 7 assists a game. I can't remember the last time a starting point guard averaged just 7 assists a game.
No, they definitely have the pieces. Like I said, that's the one thing, and it's early in the season, right? We're 6 games in. It's early in the season, but you would just like to see them close out games stronger, even if they lose to the Cavs, right? Like, it's not like, oh my God, we lost to the Cavs. How dare you, right? But like, 15 points in the fourth quarter is kind of an issue. You lose to the Cavs, fine, but we got to at least make the fourth quarter competitive.
100%. And you know what? Like we said, 6 games in, they showed what their downs are. They showed exactly what their ups are. When their ups are, almost everybody on their fucking entire roster scoring 15 plus.
Mm-hmm.
When their last most dominant win, I think they had 7 people score 15 or more.
Yeah.
And that's how you know they're winning.
Yep.
So even if they're a bunch of role players right now and they don't have that star guy, I'm excited for the Knicks, and they're still in the push. I think they're second in the division right now behind the Celtics.
Nixon
Um,
6.
Knicks in 6. Moving on, we got the NHL, the start of the Rangers season. Same thing going on, just like the Knicks, man. They started off hot. They got hit with a bunch of fucking close losses and bullshit games. Um, and then they get an OT win against obviously a rival in the Philadelphia Flyers in OT today.
Yeah, right now the Rangers are sitting on top of the Metropolitan Division. They have 6 wins, 3 losses, 3 overtime losses. They've got 14 points right now. They're sitting on top of the Metropolitan Division. It's a nice place to be, but yeah, you're exactly it. Is it's kind of right now indicative either they're blowing out teams or they're losing close in the final minutes of the game. You know, Shesty has been kind of high and low. You kind of called it last week, 2 weeks ago, by saying he gets a little bored back there. But then you see nights like tonight, he puts a shutout. When he's tested, he stands strong. You know what I mean? I mean, the Rangers will win in a 6-5 kind of game, and the opposing team will only score the last 3 goals in the final third period. You kind of see some lackadaisicalness in the defense there. But I have to say, watching the game tonight, the Rangers are throwing a lot of pucks at the net. They're getting on opposing goalies. They're playing a lot of time in the opposing zone. So I have to say there's a lot of good things to see there. I did still see some of the old bugaboos that kind of fuck with the Rangers in the past. Uh, uh, a lot of like 2-on-1 opportunities, 3-on-2 opportunities, and we're still that
Where
extra
they
pass.
they're over like
Mm-hmm.
excited, and they jump the gun and they leave you open to that comeback.
And that extra pass, they get a lot of. There was a lot of tonight, a lot of shots on goals that the goalie didn't cover up, and that there was a lot of rebound opportunities for. Nobody was in the crease. Nobody was on the doorstep trying to score those garbage goals, those cleanup goals. So that was kind of frustrating. But you know what? Right now, again, we're 6-3-2. We're sitting atop of the division. Not a bad place to be. Overall, we're playing well. Artemi Panarin's playing great. Capo Caco is playing great. Zuccarello, obviously. We're seeing a lot of good things with the Rangers, so you can't be too mad at it.
You mean Zibanejad?
Yeah, it's Zibanejad. I knew as soon as I said Zook's name, I have the sunglasses on, so you can't see my eyes. The second I said Zook's name, I was like, nope, nope, it's Zibanejad. The second it came out, and I was just gonna keep moving past it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
like I
because
said, it
Matt's got
kind of
traded.
reminds me, and I'm hoping the Knicks take the same kind of trend right now. Like I
Yeah.
said, the Rangers started like 3-1, fell down to like 3-3. Now they're on a hot streak again. So I'm hoping the Knicks do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And it's early. It's early in both seasons. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things to build on. It's I'll take it. I'll take leading the division right now after 11 games.
And then last but not least, we're going over to the MLB, where we have the World Series going off. It is tied 1-1 in the series, Astros versus Phillies. Tied 1-1. The Phillies took one in the Astros game one, in a close one that went into OT. OT, you hear me? Extra innings. And then Houston in a dominant win in game two in Houston. Now they went to Philly. They're in Philly. They were supposed to play yesterday on Halloween. It got postponed, got pushed to today. Today's the makeup game, and first inning, Bryce Harper made his way,
Bada
and
bing, bada
that
boom.
baseball all the way to the goddamn Liberty Bell, and he's making it known. And the Astros is dominating this game 7-0.
Yeah. No, I really hope that this World Series doesn't have to be played, and that neither team has to win. As a hater of all of Philly sports, but I'll take Philly over Houston every day of the week. We can dance. What's their song? Dancing Alone or Dancing in the Dark, whatever the fuck it is. We can dance wherever we want to dance as long as it's not in fucking Houston. So let's go Phillies. I'm happy to see them beating the brakes off the fucking Astros right now.
I mean, like I said to some other guys, it kind of sucks either way. If one wins, I got to take it one way. If the other wins, I got to take it the other. Granted, the last time the other ones won, just think about it. Think of history and how it repeats itself and how superstitious baseball is. Last time the Phillies won, they went back to back World Series. Last time they lost, it was to us.
And it was like 19 years before they made it back. Just saying. But fuck the Astros. Fuck the Phillies, but fuck the Astros more.
But anyway, yeah, like I said, Phillies is they're playing well. Their bats are hot. But their pitching scares me because the Astros, they can hit the ball too. Alex Bregman has come up to be one of the greatest third baseman postseason players to ever play. Altuve's getting up there in his second baseman categories. Um, they got guys that have postseason history.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they have the buzzers and the trash cans, the Astros should be just fine.
Um, especially if they win this year, I made my promise. I'll never bring that shit up again because they did it. And this one,
I didn't make no promises. Fuck the Astros.
I did. So I'm a man of my word. And the last thing to bring up in baseball is the 2022 Gold Glove winners have been announced. Obviously, during the World Series, they're going to release Silver Sluggers, Gold Glove winners, all the awards for the season. MVP obviously is at the end of it,
Cy Young,
it
right.
all. Cy Young is at the end of it all. Today was the Gold Glove winners. In the American League East, we had pitcher Shane Bieber from Cleveland. A phenomenal pitcher. The catcher, New York's own Jose Trevino. First baseman, Toronto, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Second baseman is Cleveland's Andres Jimenez.
Okay.
Third baseman is Baltimore Orioles' Ramon Urias.
Okay.
Shortstop is Houston's rookie Jeremy Pena. First rookie ever in history to win shortstop rookie to win Gold Glove.
Good for him.
Left field is Cleveland's Stephen Kwan.
Okay. So that's two Cleveland.
Center field is Cleveland's Miles Straw.
Oh shit.
So there's four Cleveland players right there.
All right.
Pitcher, second baseman, and left and center field.
Okay. Okay.
And then right field is Houston's Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
So we got two Houstons, four Clevelands, And also utility is New York Yankees DJ LeMahieu.
Makes sense.
Two Yankees.
I fucks with it. I fucks with it.
And in the National League, we have pitcher Matt from Atlanta, Max Fried. Fried or Freed. I'm sorry, let me forget if I get that wrong. Uh, Catcher, we got Philadelphia's own JT Remuto.
Okay.
He's an
Makes
amazing
sense.
catcher right there.
He made a
Uh,
diving play earlier tonight.
First baseman, we got Arizona's Christian Walker. Second baseman, we got Colorado Rockies' Brandon Rodriguez. Third baseman for the 10th year in a row.
Damn.
Since his rookie season, he's been in the league 10 years. He has 10 gold gloves.
Damn.
At third baseman, Nolan Arenado from the St. Louis Cardinals. Obviously, his first, I think, 8 years were in Colorado.
So does he get like a platinum glove at this point?
This man is I think, tied for Ichiro Suzuki at 10 years straight.
Jesus.
From rookie year 10 years in, because Ichiro also did the same thing.
Sure.
But he is not the record. He is not the record.
What's the record for straight?
The record is longest infield who put together the longest streak, Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson, third baseman, 16 gold gloves.
Jesus. He's still got a minute.
Ozzie Smith, shortstop, 13. And former Cardinal New York Mets baseman Keith Hernandez at 11 straight.
Jesus.
But that's straight.
You're right.
And I don't think really anyone has more than that. I got to look into that if anybody has more than that. But, yeah, Nolan Arenado, like, props to that man. At shortstop, we got Atlanta's Dansbury Swanson. So that's 2 Atlanta. Left field, we have Chicago's Ian Happ.
Okay.
Center field, we have San Diego Trent Grisham. And right field, we have Mookie Betts from Dodgers.
Makes sense. All of which I'm okay with. Not that I watch baseball intently enough to like, oh, this is who should have won it. But all of those make sense to the casual fan.
That is all the Gold Glove winners. As the rest of the awards come out, we will announce those as well and go over them and see how we feel about some of them. I think I'll agree at the same time. I wouldn't complain about any single one of those awards going out. The only thing I probably would argue is I'm sorry, and you can say biased or not, and maybe it's because he played 2 positions half of the season each. But Aaron Judge definitely should have gotten a Gold Glove.
I mean, yeah, he's definitely going to get a Silver Slugger, but I don't disagree there. And that is definitely bias coming through, but I don't.
But at the same time, I get it. Maybe it's because he played center field for half the season and he played right field for half the season. But at the same time, he played a couple games in left field. But that shouldn't fucking take away that he was a Gold Glove outfielder in all 3 positions. If anything, that's more credit to him because he could play all 3.
I think if they had an overall like Gold Glove for outfield, then yeah, I would agree with you. But I think since you're looking at individual left, center, right field, when you look at the stats and the gameplay side by side, he has half of what everybody else has. So I mean, it makes sense. I agree with you that your versatility should play into a factor. But when you're looking at when you're playing right field, this player has 160 games played, and this player, Aaron Judge, has 80 games played. So there's, there's a difference statistically, and I get it. I get it. It's not something that I would like raise battle flags over, personally.
And the last award was the Roberto Clemente Award. Justin Turner from the Los Angeles Little Dodgers gets the Roberto Clemente Award.
He has the smoothest slide in all of baseball.
He definitely has the smoothest slide of all of baseball. And the Roberto Clemente Award is for pretty much giving back to your community, raising and mentoring and treating these kids and showing them a better way of life and how to go about their lives and giving back to the community in every way, shape, and form possible in the most positive way you can.
I fucks with it. Good for him.
Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those eyes? Gosh, I'll get up, how to get so big.
Are you ready to get into some football?
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect, man. So let's start off Thursday night. We have the Ravens. We have the Buccaneers. Do you have your handy danny notebook?
Damn right.
Damn right.
And you know what? I was even one step more ahead. As each game went this week, I started fucking doing all the calculations so I didn't have to do it on the episode.
We are an official podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Official. Put a little blue check mark next to it. All right. So who did we pick going into this game?
So Ravens Bucks. Zach had the Ravens by 4. I had the Bucks by 4. Zach took that W. I took that L.
Yeah, Ravens by 5, baby. So yeah, Ravens won 27-22. I mean, look, I obviously as picking the Ravens, I don't think it's a huge surprise, but the Bucks right now are on a skid, bro.
I mean, like we said last episode, the Bucks, they were really hurt on defense, so they're not the same. The run offense has not been the same. The offensive line has not been the same. Tom Brady has played the best to his ability, but he's also dealing with a divorce. So he's mentally or physically he might be playing well, but mentally he might not be there. You know, there's a lot of things going on with the Bucks. And the Ravens actually kind of needed this game.
Yeah, they did.
And as close as it might seem, the Bucks got dominated in the second half. I mean, the Ravens scored 24 points in the second half, and the Bucks only scored 12.
Yeah, this game looks close, but I assure you it was not. Go back on YouTube, or if you have NFL Plus or however you can go back and watch the game. This game was not a 5-point game. This game was played as if it was Ravens by a million. This was not close. This was ugly for the Bucks. It was ugly for Tampa Tom.
They're such a great
Ugly.
defense, and like I said, they were hurt, but they let up 231 rushing yards and then 224 passing yards.
Yeah, it's if I'm the Buccaneers, I'm slamming the panic button. It is time to freak out. We'll get into it, but who is it? The Falcons are now on top of the NFC South. What are we doing here? Like, if I'm the Bucks, I'm slamming the panic button.
Next up, we got the Cowboys and the Bears. We both had the boys. You by 14, me by 10.
Boys by 20. It was 49-29. You could have said boys by a million. It would have been right.
It should have been by like the fact that you let the Bears score almost 30 points.
Yeah, that's not a good look by their defense. You know, and then look, when you're winning by 20 points, do you really have much to complain about? No. But I do agree with you. The Bears shouldn't be scoring 29 on you.
It was 28-17 at half. So like don't act like they dominated the Bears.
Yeah. Letting the Bears score 29 points is not fantastic. My big thing out of all of this, and I've said it from all along, Tony Pollard is the better running back in Dallas. I have been screaming this. It's time for the NFL to listen. Tony Pollard, and I get it, Zeke was out with injury. Tony Pollard is the better running back. 14 carries, 131 yards. So I know not a lot of people are good at math. I know I'm not. So if you do that division, if you take 131 divided by 14, you get 9.4 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns. Tony Pollard's the better running back in Dallas. Period.
I mean, you have been saying this for a long time.
I've been living on this.
Zeke was great, and I don't know if it's getting old or he's over abused and used, or I know he got dealing with that knee injury right now because he kind of like blew that knee right into the knee pad in that one tackle. which
Mhm.
wasn't his fault. I mean, it was just
the way it goes.
the way it goes. But you did say what you said.
I said what I said. All right. And on the Bears side, look, 29 points against Dallas ain't nothing to shake a stick at. Justin Fields didn't look great, but he didn't look horrendous. Khalil Herbert is the big storyline on the Bears side. That kid's a legit running back. That's a future running back for the Bears if they don't absolutely murder him.
Yeah, I mean they pretty much gave away the rest of their fucking team.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get
We
there.
will.
Next up, we'll blow through this. We got the Jets. We both took the Jets 10, you by 10, me by 6. They lost 22-17. I mean, Zach Wilson just blew the game for us. That pretty much was it. I mean, Elijah Moore, no targets. No Brees Hall shows. Michael Carter, and James Robinson, they completely ran away from the run game. Like I don't want to talk about it no more.
You know, the two takeaways from this is Braden Mann goes from being AFC Special Teams Player of the Week to I wish someone would murder you. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, the Jets special teams is either super dominant or gives the game away. He had 2 punts that were just fugazi fucking
I mean,
punts.
what you keep making them punt, what are you gonna get?
Good punts, god damn it! You have all the practice in the world. But then so the punt and the punt coverage wasn't fucking great. And then Zach Wilson, 3 interceptions. One of them was a throwaway that he just didn't fucking throw away. Like, Zach Wilson suffers from wearing the cape too much. Sometimes you just have to fight to live another day. Like just throw the ball the fuck away. Like, we get it. You can escape fucking 34 sacks. Good for you. Throw the fucking ball away. Even if it's on 3rd down. Throw the ball away, punt the ball, live to fight another day.
I don't even want to talk about
that's
it.
That's your takeaways.
Fuck it. Next up, we got the Broncos versus the Jags. You had the Broncos by 1. I had the Jags by 3. I took that out. Broncos won 21-17. Russell Wilson drove down the field with Latavius Murray and made it happen. And Trevor Lawrence once again showed that he blows games.
Broncos country, let's ride. Trevor Lawrence, 2 interceptions. Busty McBusterson. I'm sorry. It's time we call it for what it is. I'm tired of people. Oh, no, but you don't understand.
Maybe next year with Calvin Ridley?
No. Even next year with Calvin. Oh, now he finally has the number 1. Shut up. It doesn't matter. Trevor Lawrence is a bust. He will always be a bust. Luckily, they recovered his fumble, but he also had a fumble in this game as well. Didn't turn it over, but he also had a fumble in this game, just as a heads up. Trevor Lawrence is still not the guy.
Next game, we have Atlanta versus Panthers. We both had Atlanta, you by 3, me by 5. Wow.
On the dot in overtime. Wow. But I'm not happy about taking the victory here. Because in the softest celebration fucking penalty I've ever seen, first of all, the rule for not taking off your helmet states you cannot do it in the end zone or in the field of play. My dude was in neither. So suck my disgusting fucking grundle, number 1. Number 2, who throws that flag? My dude just scored a fucking touchdown on the final seconds of the game to tie it up. Hail Mary with PJ Walker over your division rivals for the top of the division. Who throws that flag? You know what? The guy who hasn't had sex in 40 fucking years throws that flag. Fuck you, bud. Whoever you are, fuck you. What a bullshit, soft ass, racially motivated, whatever it is, fucking flag. Bullshit. Bullshit flag.
I love it. I love it. Next up, we got Miami versus Lions. We had Miami versus 7, me, Miami versus by 3.
I mean, yeah, Miami won, but like they played the 1-6 Lions. So like, are you super proud of yourself?
I mean, I won. I did get it on the dot.
You did. There's that.
But I also give him my cousin shit because like they were playing like shit early and they always have to come back to win.
Yeah, and yet again, if you watch the game film, Tua underthrows like all 3 of his touchdowns. But if you have a receiver that's open by 10 yards, you can afford to
like I said,
underthrow.
I told my cousin I'm gonna give him his credit. The receivers are elite. The receivers are elite. You got an elite Waddle and Hill. They're elite receivers. Then you add in Bradley Chubb. Then you went out and got Jeff Wilson, a competent running back that's gonna fucking go off for you. So you're masking Tua's shitty arm. He's going to be an above average quarterback, yes, but he's what you think he is masked by all this elite talent.
This is the definition of putting lipstick on a pig. Like Mike McDaniels is doing a great. I keep putting the S. Mike McDaniel is
Then
doing a
mind you,
great.
they don't even want to fucking protect him.
Mm-hmm. They're just adding all of this horsepower. It's like you see those like riced up Hondas. That's what it is. Tua is a Honda. You're just adding all the extra fucking turbo and all the extra bullshit with Waddle and Hill and Wilson and Mostert and Bradley Chubb and that's Xavier Howard. You're just adding all of the extra bullshit to a Honda. That's all this is. That's all the Dolphins are. Is
They're
a super
pushing
Honda.
so hard for a Super Bowl right now because they know Tua won't get them another one.
Yeah, and they're not going to win one right now because the Bills still play football. They're done. That's the reason they're not going to. I mean, I could bring up the Chiefs, right? I could do that. Right now, I could bring up the Seahawks,
right.
which is a crazy conversation. I could bring up fucking Seattle. But as long as the Buffalo.
Who's winning MVP right now?
What?
Who's winning MVP right now?
Josh Allen or I'm sorry, I will not buy into the bullshit. It's Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. I'm not buying into
I wouldn't even. I kept saying Justin Herbert this whole season, but the way it's looking like, I just thought about the other day, the only person I could think about is Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, who just got a running back, by the way.
Keen Hines. Anyway, we'll get there. We both took that one. Next up, we got Vikings cards. You took Vikings by 4. I took cards by 6. You took that W. 34.
All I hear is me taking W's. That's all I'm hearing right now, baby.
Oh yeah, you're on a good streak right now. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1 as of right now.
And the one was the Jets. Fuck you. 34-26 Vikings over the Cards. The Vikings are 6-1. I will continue to hate Kirk Cousins. You can't stop me. But the Vikings have a real football team.
And then they add in TJ Hawkinson.
From their division rivals, nonetheless. Look, Minnesota's making the playoffs. That's a lock. Minnesota, I don't think they're one and done. I think Minnesota is a legitimate Super Bowl contender, and Arizona is full of a bunch of prima donnas. D-Hop can't save that team.
Then we got Raiders versus Saints, a complete blowout. We both had Raiders. I don't even want to talk about it.
24-0. I had Daniel Carlson and Derek Carr in fucking fantasy leagues, and I can just like shove it up my ass. Apparently, what the fuck?
So let's skip
for a single. You can't duel Andy Dalton. What? Derek Carr barely over 100 yards. Josh Jacobs is the only one with positive yards.
You let Kamara go off on you.
I mean, look, Kamara going off isn't like going to cause me to lose sleep at night because it's Alvin Kamara. But like offensively, you put together less than 200 total yards.
The fact that Devontae Adams got 1 catch for 3 yards.
I could kill myself. You know what? In one league, I could kill myself. In the Degenerates League, you could kill you. Oh my god. And I'm not even like happy that I fleeced you that bad. I'm not even happy about it. That's just that's disgusting.
That's not even a fleece. It's just karma for the last trade a few years ago.
Yeah, amen. What was it? I traded you George Kittle.
And I won my chip after that.
Yeah, you're welcome, fucker. Yeah, this is what you get. Devontae Adams, it's Hector's fault.
Next up, we got Philly versus Steelers. You took Philly by 20. I took Philly by 10. It was Philly by fucking
22.
22, yeah.
I almost had it on the dot again. I'm killing it this week. I might know some football this week.
I don't like that AJ Brown got drug tested literally the next day. That was
You
kind of
knew it
fucked
was
up.
coming. You knew it was coming after what a 3 touchdown performance. You knew it was coming. You
Why?
had to.
But we see 3 touchdowns. You didn't do it when Travis Kelce got 4.
Look, I'll talk about skin tones all you want.
What happened when Travis Kelce got 4? No
Now,
drug
who
test.
knows? Maybe he did. He just didn't say anything about it.
I want to Travis Kelce. I want
Asked
to know.
Travis. Kelce.
I want to know.
Yeah,
Next
no,
up,
there's no surprise here. The Steelers suck.
we got the Titans and the Texans. Titans by 4, Texans by 8. You took the W there.
Look, the Titans can win with any quarterback at the helm. Their run game is, as long as the run game is allowed to go off, and Derrick Henry is now the all-time rushing touchdown leader in Tennessee Titans. That includes Houston Oilers history. Yeah, as long as Derrick Henry is allowed to do his thing, I could play quarterback for the Tennessee Titans and we'd still win. So Malik Willis didn't look great. He just refused to sling the ball. He didn't look comfortable. He threw an interception. He didn't look great. But look, you literally just have to have like a vague pulse to be quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. And that's all that happened. And they beat the
Well,
shitty
they
Texans.
purposely didn't want him to throw the ball. They only gave him 10 attempts. The fact that Derrick Henry went off for 219 yards on 32 carries and 2 touchdowns proves everything. You can let him go off for as many yards as you want, but if you don't let him in the motherfucking end zone, you win the game.
Yeah, the Titans are not saying, that it's a bad way to be, but the Titans are a very simple way to be. To let Derrick Henry do his thing, and if he can't, they lose. And ta-da. Quarterbacks don't matter. Nobody else matters on the Titans except for Derrick Henry. There are 50 fucking 1 useless fucking players on the Titans. That's it. They don't exist. They're not real. They don't matter. Derrick Henry does. And this game is one of those games that shows it.
Anyway, we got the Colts versus Washington. You had Colts by and I had Washington by even.
Hey, you'll take the W on this because Washington won, but I love how both of us were like, yeah, fuck this game. And look, 17-16 Washington, fuck this game. Like,
Yeah, you literally said Colts by and I said by even. Like, I was just like, all right, they're gonna win. And it was by a comeback, honestly.
It's the fact that you put the maha on there that kills me.
Yeah, I didn't even put a number. I literally put maham.
Yeah, I mean, look, Sam Ellinger went off 17-23, 201, no tutties, no interceptions, whatever. Naheem Hines scored a touchdown for the Colts. Taylor Heineke did Taylor Heineke things. He had a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown with 1 interception. Scary Terry, went off there 113, but like this game literally was a coin flip, and winning by 1 proves that point.
The fact that Jason Taylor went from a crazy season to being a complete bust.
Nobody to a nobody back from whence he came.
Like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, man, I don't know.
Fooled everyone.
R.I.P. to all the Jonathan Taylor drafters.
Next up, we got the Rams versus the Niners. You had the Rams by 3. I had the Niners by 6.
I'll take the L there because it was the Niners 31-14. The Niners have the Rams number, man, for sure. They keep mopping the floor with them. This is just
Christian McCaffrey, and that was with no Debo.
Christian McCaffrey hitting the triple crown, catching a pass, catching a touchdown, throwing a touchdown, and running a touchdown. And he threw the touchdown to Brandon Ayuk. Helped me win a couple fantasy leagues, so thank you for that.
And that's with no Debo.
Yeah, with no that was a trade that is going to leap the 49ers to Super Bowl contenders, especially in the NFC, the weak ass fucking NFC.
Next up, we got the Giants versus the Seahawks. We both took that L. We both had Giants by 7. It came down to the same thing I kept saying the entire time we were watching the game. It's going to come down to defense. Who kicks the field goals and which running back goes for the break.
Yeah, and the Seahawks, they held Saquon to 20 carries for 53 yards and a touchdown. That's a hell of a game by the Seahawks defense, man. And look, as much as I am converted with the Giants, I am converted with the Seahawks. It is time we stop sleeping on them. Geno is no longer an afterthought. He keeps putting together solid games. The Seahawks defense keeps putting together solid games. The Seahawks are a playoff lock, if you ask me.
Next
Right
up, we got
here, right now, Seahawks are making the playoffs.
Oh, I like that. Next up, we got the Bills versus the Packs. You had Bills by a milli. You had Bills by 20, Bills by 17.
Bills by 10. It was 27-17 Bills over Green Bay. Green Bay is done. Their season is done. They didn't make any trades at the deadline. It's done. It's over with. They call it time of death here and now. It's over with. If I were them, I would have traded Aaron Rodgers for anything and everything they could have gotten. I screamed about it last week. I screamed that they should have sold everything, but whatever, they didn't. But their
And he
season's
probably
done.
has a no trade clause, so
Yeah, well, their season's fucking done. Josh Allen even goes out here and throws 2 picks in this game, but it doesn't fucking matter. And now that they've added Naheem Hines and they traded Zach Moss away, they've got competent running backs. The Buffalo Bills are AFC Championship locks.
And then last but not least, Bengals, Browns. You had Bengals by 10. I had Bengals by 14, and that was just fucking a disgrace.
That
I
was
lost the fantasy league because I had Hurst, Joe Burrow, and McPherson all playing, and all I needed was fucking 26 points.
in one league. I had Mixon, McPherson, and the Bengals D, and I wound up losing by 2 fucking points, bro. Ugh. This was the Bengals. Man, I know Zach Taylor's an awful fucking coach, but the Bengals are better than fucking 32-13. That was disgusting. Absolutely. Look, I know that the Browns have Nick Chubb. I know that they have Kareem Hunt, and I know that they have D'Ernest Johnson, which are 3 RB1s. D'Ernest Johnson is an RB1 on half the NFL teams right now. But come on. I don't. The Bengals are done. To me, their season's done. Bengals are done. RIP. Put up the gravestone. They're done.
Jamar Chase is a huge hit for them for sure.
Yeah, and I get it, right? You lose Jamar Chase, but
he can't also
you
be.
still have Joe Mixon. You still have T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst. They still have weapons without Jamar Chase. For them to put up 13 fucking points on the Browns, and look, I know that the Browns defense is underrated, but 13 points? Come on. Come on. If Jamar Chase is your entire offense, like I said, RIP, time of death now.
All right, so for this week 8, Zach, you were 9-6. I was 7-8. You have a total of 49-57. I have a total of 53-53.
You're just at 500. I'm crawling my way there.
And that was week 8.
All right, you ready to talk some week 9 with me?
Week 9.
All right, man.
We rolled through this one.
Thursday night, don't even bother turning on your TVs. Just go to YouTube and watch Hector, me, and the boys drink and talk about football because we've got the Eagles traveling to Houston to take on the Texans. The money line is the Eagles by 14, and I don't think that's enough. Give me the Eagles by 20. This isn't even a fucking game.
Yeah, I'll agree. I'm going to take Philly by 24.
Yeah, it's not even a game. Then I have at home, we have the Jets playing the Bills. The Bills are favored by 13. Look, I'm going to take the Bills here because I want to be smart about this, but I'm only going to take the Bills by 3.
I'm also gonna take the Bills, but I kind of want to go on that fucking paper, on that guy that made that fucking coin flip.
Yeah, yeah. The Instagram coin flip guy. He said the Jets. Look, I really want to take the Jets because it's my team. It's my homer team. But if Zach Wilson keeps fucking around and throwing picks, he's gonna fucking kill me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Bills by 10.
Damn. Then we've got the Chargers traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. We've got a Chargers by 3 as far as the money line goes. I don't have a lot of faith in the Chargers, but I have less faith in Atlanta. They just barely beat Carolina in overtime. So I'll take the Chargers by the money line. I'll take Chargers by 3 in this.
I'm gonna take Chargers by 4.
Then we've got Miami traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Look, the Bears just sold Roquan Smith. They're in a fire sale right now. The Bears are fucked. The money line is Miami by 5. Give me Miami by 12.
I'm taking Miami by 16. With all their acquisitions and the Bears just imploding their squad, like there's no shot.
Yeah, for sure. Then we've got the Battle of the Pussies. We've got the Panthers traveling to Cincy to take on the Bengals. Bengals are favored by 7. I don't like anything about this game, quite frankly. I don't really trust Cincy right now, but I'll take them by 2 simply because I don't trust the Panthers even more.
Yeah, I think Joe Burrow will get back on track with his receivers and everything. I think the Browns defense just shook them. Bengals by 7.
And we've got a division game, NFC North, Packers versus Lions. Lions are at home for this one. Packers by 3.5. Give me the Lions by a tutty. I want the Lions by 7. Green Bay is imploding. It's over. They're done. RIP. Like I said, time of death today. It's over with. Give me the Lions by 7.
I'm gonna agree. I'm taking the Lions by 3.
Then we've got the Colts versus the Patriots. Patriots are home in this one. Patriots are favored by 5.5. Give me the Pats by 15.
Pats by 15. God damn. I'm gonna take the Pats, but I'm gonna take the Pats by 7.
Yeah, I don't know. I part of me was like, yeah, this is gonna be close, but at the same time, I just fuck the Colts. They're just not playing good football, and Matt Ryan's gonna get flustered by Bill Belichick's defense. Next, we've got Minnesota traveling to Washington to take on the Commies. Obviously, I'm taking the Vikings in this. They're favored by 3.5, but I want the Vikings by 10. The Commies are a scrub football team from top to bottom.
Yeah, you said Vikings by 10?
Yeah.
I'm going to take Vikings. I'll agree. Vikings by 10.
I like it. Next, we've got the Raiders traveling to Jacksonville. Las Vegas is favored by 1. They just put up a whole ass goose egg. Fuck Las Vegas. Fuck everything about them. I got the Jags by 7. And I just want to fucking die saying that out loud, but Las Vegas ain't showing shit. Sorry, Braden. I know they're your new favorite team, but
I still can't go with. I'm taking LV by 8.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. I'm not saying I inherently disagree with you, but I'm just offended that they put up 0 points last week. So fuck them. We got the Seahawks and Cardinals. Cardinals are favored by 2. I know they're the home team, but give me the Seahawks by 10. I'm a believer.
I think Seattle sweeps the series this year. They already took game 1 in a shootout, and they're even hotter than they were then. Give me Seattle by 3.
Next, we got we've got the Rams versus the Bucks. We're in Tampa for this. Tampa's favored by 3. This is one of those that could go either way. Both teams are on a skid. Both teams look ugly. You know what? Tom Brady just got divorced. Gisele's no longer on his back. He blocked her number. He gave her the kids, the house, the everything. He gave her everything except for the avocado vodka. Give me the Bucks by 7 at home.
I'm taking the Rams by 3.
Also fair. We've got the Titans versus the Chiefs. Kansas City plays an Arrowhead for this one. They're favored by 12.5, and I want every part of that action. Give me the Chiefs by 14. The Titans are going to get fucking mollywopped. They cannot keep up. I don't care who's their quarterback.
Give me the Chiefs by 10.
And then Monday Night Football rounds us off with the Chiefs versus the Saints. We're playing in the Superdome in NOLA.
You mean the Ravens?
Did I say Chiefs? Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Ravens. I meant to say Ravens. I'm still reading the old shit. We got Ravens versus Saints in NOLA. Give me the Ravens by... I'll take the money line because it's Ravens by 3 on the money line, so I'll take exactly that. Ravens by 3.
I'm going to take Ravens by 7.
I wanted to go more, but something's telling me that's going to be a little bit more low scoring than I think it is. And that's it. That's week 9, man. We had the trade deadline by 4 p.m. today. We kind of touched on some of those trades. We'll put out some content across the social medias to kind of go more in depth in all of those trades. But how you feeling overall? The Jets. Let's kind of cover about the Jets specifically. We traded a defensive end. We moved up in the draft next year from like the 6th to the 5th round. How are we feeling? Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, both on the team. Do we think we should have moved them? Do we think we shouldn't have?
Joe Douglas obviously didn't get what he wanted for them. He heard some requests, especially for Elijah Moore. Told them to no thank you, move on. And I mean, these are elite talents, and we know they're elite talents, and you can't just let them walk for nothing just because they're requesting to leave. You're either going to work out and wait for the progress to show itself, or when we're ready to move on for you, we're going to move on for you. But right now, you're under rookie contracts, and we own you.
Yeah, I would have preferred that we moved. Now, Denzel Mims had a good week. He had a really good catch last week.
I would like to see more of him.
Yeah, I would love to see more of him. And I honestly would love to see more of Elijah Moore, but apparently whether it's Zach just not looking his way, where the game plan doesn't feature him, I'm not sure what the issue is. But at this point, if we're just not going to use him, I feel like we could have at least recouped our second that we drafted him with. So I'm a little not frustrated, but I'm a little surprised to see they didn't move him. But JD is in the mindset to fleece people. So if he didn't get the value we wanted, we're gonna ride with him on it, I guess. Next week we're on to Buffalo, and here, look, if we take the loss against Buffalo, I'm not gonna cry.
Well,
but
Buffalo's coming to us, so Buffalo's coming to the Meadowlands, but still playing Buffalo, like, that's after just losing at home to New England, knowing that we got to go to New England after Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got, like I said, like you said, we had New England, we have Buffalo, then we have a bye, and then we go to New England. But still, it's we could have won the New England game.
To New England, to Buffalo, we have to beat New England in New England and have to beat Chicago back home to stay in the race.
And both of those things I think we can do. I think that I 100% think we're going to lose the Buffalo game, but I think there's going to be a lot of who are we in that game, right? Do we get blown out by 20 or do we lose by 3 in a close game? I think there's going to be a lot to tell about the Jets' character in that Buffalo game. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Do you, before we let the fans go, do you have anything else for them?
Happy Halloween, bitches. I can't wait for Thanksgiving.
Fair enough.
How would I say?